Hello everyone and welcome to 2018. We're starting off the year with perfecting our brake system on the P200, which I'm doing by installing this Pinasco radial brake caliper. It not only has more brake surface, as you can see here, but it's also mounted radially for less torsion and less friction to the brake disc. The old fork had a 16mm axle, so I had to get a new fork, which you can see here, which has a 20mm axle for the hub. With a new fork, I took the opportunity to, first of all, powder coat it in black, but also have it shortened. This was done by St. Cycle Works out in Chattanooga. So I sent them the naked steering column, and they cut out a larger piece of the tube. They then machined a metal pin, which is slid inside of the two pieces, and thus creating a very strong connection after it is welded. Before I got the fork back, I had them press off the swing arm, which was necessary so I could send it off to powder coating. And now that the fork is back, black and all together, we can take a look at how and why it was shortened. Basically by taking out about 1.5 inches, which is about 35mm of material, I can now use a PK shock, which not only helps me keep the front wheel down, as I'm pretty tall and I sit far back, I sometimes have the issue of the front wheel coming up. On top of that, it will give me a more stable ride when I go straight. So first we put our caliper mount on with the right washers and the circlips, before then moving on to mounting the hub. I had the hub also powder coated in black, and I'm using the PLC Corsair disc brake, which you can see in an earlier video. Link is in the description. I then go ahead and I slide on the assembled caliper, which is then torqued down with 28 Newton meters. After that is done, I mount my PK shock, which is a little bit fiddly because I left all the foil on so I don't scratch any of that nice black powder coat. With this done, all that was left to do off camera was to mount the fender, which just needed an additional hole drilled, and then it was ready to go into the bike. So you can see what my bike looked like for most of the winter. There is no engine in it right now. And then sliding the fork in, bolting on the headset. I then went ahead and put a placeholder wheel on. Before I mount my nice Pinasco rims at the end, I just like to have something on there to roll the bike around. Now moving to bleeding this brake, I found it was very useful to get one of these special bleeding valves that are on your brake line bolt, just to attach your Benja bolt to it. I needed to twist around the brake line a little bit just so it would fit the new position, as you know, usually it goes underneath the brake caliper, but that wasn't a big deal as I had this bracket already pre-mounted. You wonder why my fender looks like this? I actually like having some scratches and dents on your bike because there's always a story to tell when it comes to these. I then went ahead and bled my brakes, and the bike was basically ready in terms of braking and suspension systems. At this point, there was just one small thing left to do, which is build an entirely new engine. So don't be shy and stick around, because over the course of the next weeks, I will show you the build of my Pinasco 225 direct intake engine, the kit that I showcased on this channel a couple of months ago. It is finally time to put it together. Until then, don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And I will see you next week where we're going to start building this thing.